Hello everyone. If you're someone who is interested in stable diffusion and LoRA training, you might be struggling with how to effectively utilize different network dimensions to achieve stable diffusion in your LoRA training. It can be frustrating to spend time and resources on LoRA training, only to have unstable diffusion and inadequate results. You may be wondering what you can do to improve your results and make the most out of your efforts. In this YouTube video, we will be addressing this problem by providing you with valuable insights on stable diffusion LoRA training. We will specifically be focusing on the use of different network dimensions and how you can leverage them to achieve stable diffusion and improve your results. Throughout this video, we will explore various techniques and strategies that you can implement in your LoRA training, as well as the benefits of utilizing different network dimensions. By the end of this video, you will have a better understanding of how to achieve stable diffusion in your LoRA training using different network dimensions and the impact it can have on your results. So, let's start. Today we are going to see the LoRA training experiment part 3. Part 3 will be using different LoRA network dimensions for training. The previous experiments are using the different base models in part 1, using different batch sizes in part 2. If you have not watched these videos, you can find the links here, or you can find the link in the description below. Before we dive into today's topic, we want to take a moment to ask you to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button below. Are you ready? Same as part 1, we will use that virtual woman dataset for training. There are 12 close-up images, 5 half-body shot, and 3 full-body shot. We have 20 training images in total. In today's experiment, we will test 4 different sets of parameters, version 1 to version 4. Version 1 will use network dimension 8 and alpha 1. Version 2 will use network dimension 16 and alpha 2. Version 3 will use network dimension 32 and alpha 4. Version 4 will use network dimension 64 and alpha 8. The other training parameters are as follows. The base model is realistic vision. This is the XYZ plot for version 1, with training dimension 8 and alpha 1. Each row shows the results of images after each epoch. Each column shows the results of images using different weights. This is actually the same as version 1 in the previous part 1 experiment. We can see that after the first epoch, using weight 0.1, the woman does not look like the target. The saturation is high. After several epochs, the woman looks more and more like the target. But after 10 epochs, the weight 1.0 results start to not look like the target. And the saturation is so high. We need to choose some smaller weights to get better results. As we talked about before, the image on the right with higher weightings looks very saturated. This is the result of experiment 2. We used to increase the network dimension to 16 and alpha to 2. This is the XYZ plot for version 2. Overall, the image looks brighter. That region is not dark as version 1. Let's zoom in. After epoch 1, the image starts to look like the target. But it looks like a cartoon. After more epochs, the images become more like the target. These parts seem to have some overfit, but overall they all look bright. We can see that the images at higher weightings are less saturated, and they look more realistic. Hey there, if you're enjoying the content so far, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. By hitting that subscribe button, you'll be the first to know when we release new videos. Don't forget to turn on notifications as well, so you never miss out. Okay, this is the results of experiment 3. We used network dimension 32 and alpha 4. This is the XYZ plot. It looks brighter and sharp. When zoomed in, the saturation is not bad even at the weight 1.0. After more epochs, they look more like the target. The images here look a bit old, but the overfit is not that bad. These images look really like the target. Okay, here the results look really good and much more realistic and look like the target. The last experiment, using network dimension 64 in Alpha 8. You can see that the images look bright. This is the XYZ plot. Even after one epoch at weight 0.5, the image starts to look like the target. After 2 epochs, we can recognize the face. After 7 epochs, the images look really like the target. Those images here even look more like the target. The situation is not bad, and we can see that there are more details. Okay, we now know that as network dimension increase, the saturation will become better. The images look brighter, and they look more realistic. We will now compare the images with these versions together. The first column is version 1. The second column is version 2. The third column is version 3. The last column is version 4. We can see that as the network dimension increase, the details also increase. There is more details on the face. The lighting is also better. Version 4 is much better. Here the nose and the mouth are sharper. Let's see the other set. We can see that version 4 looks more like that target than version 1. Here version 1 looks like a cartoon, and they become more realistic as the network dimension increase. We can see that the lighting and details are much better in version 4. One more set. The images for version 1 look a bit blurry, but version 4 more clear. You can see the freckles are the worst in version 1, but they almost disappear in version 4. The details and the lighting are much better in version 4 in the last row. This is our observation. As the network dimension and alpha increase, the resulting images will be brighter and look more like the target and more realistic. But the output LoRA model file size will be bigger. In conclusion, we should choose as high as possible. If you plan to merge your LoRA model with other LoRA models, you can use network dimensions 128 and alpha 128. If you did not watch the LoRA merging tutorial yet, in this video you will know which LoRA models can be merged together. Otherwise, you may want to choose the same settings as your other LoRA models. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about stable diffusion and LoRA training, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. I will put up the other video soon. You can also find all the models and images in my Patreon account. The link can be found in the description. Thank you and see you in the next video.